Welcome back to Jargon, guys. Today I wanted to talk about Star Wars Starfighter, which was just announced to have begun production, and share a pretty crazy theory that I actually have about the movie's story. So from what we know so far, this story is supposed to follow Ryan Gosling's character as he helps a young boy flee from some villains played by Matt Smith and Mia Goth, and this kid seems to be a pretty integral part of the story. He was the only other person featured in the promo image with Ryan Gosling, and he's played by a relatively unknown actor named Flynn Gray. And here's the thing, I think it could be Luke Skywalker's child. And before you call me crazy, let me explain why. Let's examine what we do know about the movie. It is being marketed as an all-new standalone feature set in an all-new time period. That time period just so happens to be only about 5 or 6 years after Episode 9 though.
Place in a new time period, about a half dozen years after Episode 9 and the Battle of Exegol.
So my first question is, if they truly wanted this story to be disconnected from the saga, why position it so close to the main timeline? Why not 100 years in the future? Obviously, there's going to be some sort of connective tissue to the broader galaxy. The next big clue here is that we know that the boy's mother will play some sort of role in the movie. How large of a role, we don't know yet, but that she is also being played by Amy Adams. That was just revealed to us yesterday as well. And if I don't mind saying myself, I think she's nearly perfect casting for Mara Jade, who was of course Luke's wife and mother to Ben Skywalker in the Legends continuity. And now you're probably thinking Amy Adams is far too young to play Mara Jade at this point in the timeline, but I actually don't think that's the case. Amy Adams is 51. Luke Skywalker was only 53 in universe when he died, though of course Mark Hamill was about a decade older than that at the time of filming. That being said though, Mara was always a few years younger than Luke, having been born in 17 BBY, and I expect that to remain relatively the same here. Luke's aging on Ahch-To could basically be chalked up to the same reason Obi-Wan looked like he was 70 in Episode 4 when he was actually 57. But let's examine the timeline a little further and make some more parallels to the old EU continuity. Luke and Mara's son Ben in Legends was born in 26 ABY, and if this movie takes place in let's say 40 ABY, that would put the kid at 14 years old. Well, it just so happens to be that Flynn Gray is 14 years old, and I mean this kid even looks like he could be Mark Hamill's son in real life. We know Luke's temple was destroyed in 28 ABY, which could mean that the child was roughly 2 years old at the time that he had been taken into hiding, from the temple, either with Mara or maybe Ryan Gosling's character if Mara had died at the temple at the hands of Kylo Ren, which of course would draw some parallels to her dying at the hands of Jason in the EU. The scope of her role is still a little unclear, and we also don't know Gosling's relation to the child and how that will kind of work out in the movie, but we do know that he's not the child's father at this point in time.
Ryan, you are not the father.
But all these things, the destruction of the temple, the missing Anakin Skywalker lightsaber, which was given to Mara in the old EU that we never got an answer on from Force Awakens, could all become a lot clearer with this movie. And like I said previously, if they didn't want this to tie in at all, they would have said it way in the future. Yes, clearly they want to get past the sequels, but they also need to make the story of the sequels a little more cohesive in order to do that. And as I've said in previous videos, Mara and a secret Skywalker child could be used to help explain why Luke is the way he is in those movies. And I think it would actually help correct a lot of the issues people have with them going forward into the future. And if they want to move past them, this might be the way to do it. And maybe I'm just making a huge reach here, but these things seem to be lining up a little too well. I mean, they're literally releasing this movie on the 50th anniversary of A New Hope. It could quite literally usher in a new age for Star Wars. Let's say this did happen. Would it change your mind about any of the past Disney releases? Does it get you excited at all for the future of Star Wars? I'm personally pretty optimistic about this project itself. Cautiously, I will say, because I like the people who are involved with it, but the idea of an older character escorting a child across the galaxy again doesn't necessarily scream originality to me. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching, and also be on the lookout for our new Jedi Order animation that's going to be coming out on my channel. It's really coming along great. It's going to be one of our best yet, so I'm really excited to show that with you guys. But please hit like and subscribe, guys. Thanks again.